Welcome to another illustration by moi, Adesua of Sua Couture. And today, in sequence to be sequential to the measurements pictures I posted earlier on, I want to apply them to an off-shoulder gown, but we're just doing the top part, the front part, that's shoulder to waist. Okay, so it's an off-shoulder gown, yes, like I said earlier on. So we're going to be working with measurements: waist 28, bust 36, under bust 35, bust span, which is also nipple to nipple 9, shoulder to nipple 10.5, shoulder to under bust 14, and shoulder to waist 17, and then shoulder for 14. Yes, okay. So what we're going to be working with, you're going to be working with your tape rule, your fabric pencil. Now this is a must-have. Like since I got it, I've been excited about it. It gives you precise measurements. So you want to sharpen it, all you need to do is just pull your rope down and then twirl, spin, 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 and voila, you've sharpened. So these are what we're going to be working with. Of course, a pair of scissors and then your fabric. Now, keeping our measurements aside, we're going to be working with shoulder to waist 17, and then we add 1 inch. So 17, and then we add 1 inch. Now you want to take out all your vertical measurements. So we have, I normally use chest line 9, but depending on how big the customer is. So if you're going to get the perfect chest line, your customer's bust, which is 36 in this case, divided by 6, that's 6, plus 2 inches. Now, I always do this. I slant my shoulder by 1 inch. Now, if you do this, you're going to have 8 inches at the end of the day. So you see, we're still on point. Our shoulder to nipple is 10.5, but because of the ½ inch we're going to take up, I make it 11. Our shoulder to under bust is 14, but I'll make it 14.5, and then our other measurements you're aware of. So you want to rule these out. So you have your 1 inch. You have your chest line, that's another place known for the measurement we took earlier on. Then you have your bust line, and you have your under bust. Now you have your waist measurement, then 1 inch seam allowance. So you take out the excess fabric. So I'm going to be doing that. Alright, so we've done that. So now next, we're done with our vertical measurements. But remember, where we are cutting is an off-shoulder gown. So you want to take out 6 inches. That's the standard for off-shoulders. You can go higher, you can go deeper, depending on what your customer wants. But for your modest off-shoulder gown, they'll just sit right on top of your chest. This is what you do. You have 6 inches. So this right here, from here to here, 6 inches. So I want to call this my chest line, my bust line, my under bust line, my waistline, and then seam allowance. Okay, so we're good. So now let's take our vertical measurements. Now the key is our bust span. This is the most important measurement right now. Is our bust span, nipple to nipple, and we have it as 9. So you want to divide that by 2. So you have 4.5, and then you add an extra half an inch to make it 5. That's for the sewing allowance. So you come to your bust line, and you put 5, and then you mark. That's the central point. Now for your shoulder, you have 14, so we divide by 2. We have 7, and then you rule all the way down. So we ruled it down, and then our this is very, very important. Yes, from this point on, we're supposed to have something like this as an arc. We're not going to do that just yet. No, we're not going to do that just yet. What we want to do is go back to our 5-inch measurements for the bust. Then for the upper part, we go back by 1 inch. So we have 4. Then our under bust, we go back by 1.5 inch. So we have 3.5 here. And then for the waist, we go back ½ inch. Now I'm going to take that again so that it's not like we're rushing. Now I said for your bust span you have 5. Now for the chest line you want to go back 1 inch, so you have 4. For the under bust you want to go back 1.5 inch, so you have 3.5. And then for the other measurement, which is the waist, you want to go back just 1 inch, so you still have 4. So now we have had this imaginary line. Now here, immediately after this point, you take out 2 inches. Now make sure you add those 2 inches here, because you don't want to lose it. So you have 2 inches. So you come here and you add your 2 inch. Do you get that? We had this as 7. We took out 4 inches and we took out 2 inches. So we can't just leave it at this. We have to add back what we took out, which is 2 inches. So at the end of the day, you still have your 7-inch stacks. And then you come here. At this point, you, at your bust line, you go after your nipple to nipple measurement and measure out ½ inch. So now here, from this point, you measure out 3 inches. And from this point, you measure out 2 inches. 2 inches. I hope we got that right. So I'm going to connect this. I'm going to connect this. If you have, my hands are really straight. So if you're a learner or someone who's just looking to practice, you want to get your curl. So you go this way, you go this way, and then you come this way. And then you go this way. From here, you go this way, you go this way, you go this way. Come here, you come here, you get, and then you go here, depending on how deep you want to go. So here we have 3 inches, here we have ½ inch, and then here we have 2 inches, and then here we have 2 inches. Hope you got that right. So now, at this particular point in time, you want to have your measurements now. The most important measurements to you is the bust measurements and your waist measurements here. So now our bust measurement is 36. 36 divided by 4. 36 divided by 4 will give us 9. So 9, right? So here we already have 5. So you want to take this 5 and start all the way from here, and then you have 9. I like to add a lot of allowance, so that's what 1, 2, 3, 4. I like to give like 4 inch at least. It allows you to have the leverage of allowance. You can cut whatever excess you have at the end of the day. Next is your waist measurement. Here you have 4, so you want to take. Here you have 4, so you want to take 4 from here. Our waist measurement is 28, that's 7. So 7. Okay, let me use a different marker to mark our line here. So 7. We come here. This is 7. So we add 4 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have something like this. Do you get? So we have something like this. So you want to draw this, trace it down. So we want to just go up, yeah. So now, remember we have our chest line still. So from this point, this is our new, this point right here, because we added our 2 inches here. We added our 2 inches here. So from here, you want to slant it and just go like ½ inch above the chest line. So you just connect these 2 dots, connect. You just make an arc. Make an arc. Yes? So now we're going to cut off all of this. We're going to cut off all of this. So I just go this way. So take out this. Now you want to slant this out so that it's not mechanical in nature. You want to slant this out. So I go this way. Remember, we're using a paper, so there's no need for it to be on fold. But if you were going to use your fabric to cut out, you're going to have to put your fabric on fold, so you have a complete top when you're done. So take this out, and then we'll change this one out as well. Alright, so this is what we have at the end of the day. This is what we have at the end of the day, and trust me, it's already looking delicious. Now, somebody may ask, how do I apply any other thing? This right here is what your front part looks like. When I put up the next video, we'll trace this on the fabric and try to create something out of it. Once again, it's me, Adesua of Swakutra, and I want to thank you for watching this video, hoping to do more so. Hope I've been able to help you. Have a nice day. Ta-ta!